A sad beginning. A long time ago, there was a woman named Naomi. She lived in Israel, but a big famine came. There was no food. So Naomi, her husband, and their 2 sons moved to a land called Moab to survive. But while they were there, something very sad happened. Naomi's husband died. Then her 2 sons died too. Now Naomi was all alone, except for her 2 daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah. Ruth stays with Naomi. Naomi told the 2 young women, "Go back to your families. You're still young, you can start over." Orpah said goodbye and left. But Ruth did something amazing. She hugged Naomi and said, "I will go wherever you go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God." Even though Ruth was from a different country, she chose to stay with Naomi and trust in Naomi's God. So the 2 women walked all the way back to Bethlehem in Israel, with no home, no money, and no food, picking grain in the fields. To help Naomi, Ruth went to the fields to pick up leftover grain, like crumbs on the ground, so they could eat. She happened to work in a field that belonged to a kind man named Boaz. He noticed Ruth and asked, "Who is that hard-working young woman?" When he heard how Ruth had taken care of Naomi, Boaz said, "May God bless you for your kindness." Boaz told his workers to leave extra grain for Ruth to gather. He made sure she had water and food too. A kind man and a special plan. Naomi saw that Boaz was a good man. She had an idea. In those days, if a woman lost her husband, a close family member could marry her to take care of her. Boaz was related to Naomi's family, so Naomi said, "Ruth, go and ask Boaz if he will take care of you." Ruth went to Boaz and kindly asked. Boaz was happy, but first he had to make sure another family member didn't want to help. When the other man said no, Boaz said, "Yes, I will marry Ruth." A happy ending. Ruth and Boaz got married and had a baby boy named Obed. Naomi held the baby in her arms and was full of joy. She had a family again. But guess what? Obed's grandson was King David, the greatest king of Israel. And even more amazing, Jesus would one day be born in Ruth's family line. What Ruth's story teaches us: God can turn sadness into joy. Kindness and loyalty matter. Ruth didn't give up. God uses people who trust Him no matter where they're from. Even in hard times, God has a beautiful plan.